All right, hey, good afternoon, everybody. We're so excited to be outside and that the rain has held off. Everybody looks great, and they're all just excited to come out and show you how awesome they look tonight. Our prom this year is going to be over at the Sea Glass in Salisbury. First time we've been over there. We're really excited. A new venue down at the beach. It should be a lot of fun. So let's get this promenade started tonight. We have, first off, we have Jessica Lusty and our senior class president, Michael Labreck. Next up is our senior class vice president. This is Maureen Quinn and Liam O'Neill. Next up is our senior class secretary, Miss Sterling Seymour and Jacob Dizio. Here we have Alyssa Demule, escorted by our senior class treasurer, Simon Davis. And keeping with our class officer theme, we're going with the junior officers now. This is our Sydney Lee, escorted by the junior class president, Connor Heilman. Samantha Matthews, escorted by junior class vice president, Matthew Maloney. And now we have junior class secretary Ellison Seymour, escorted by Jack Cloisy. And finishing up our class officers, junior class treasurer Jessica Pasco, escorted by Ben Rhodes. Next up is Sage Tedisco, escorted by Eddie Beard. Megan Cowell, escorted by Xander Willis. Jesse Feeney is escorted by Matt Poulin. Julia Weiner, escorted by King of the Court, Connor Olson. That's the tennis court. We'll find out later if he's truly the king of the court. Right, Noah? Yeah. Next up is Leah Weiner, escorted by Noah Roach. The next couple is Jen Ray, escorted by Stevie Johansson. Emily Krohto, escorted by Andrew Klazowski. Next up is Molly Drescher, escorted by Louis Fugeri. Brian Martin and Amelia Lustenberg. Jennifer Connor, escorted by Tyler Moody. Alexandra Reed, escorted by our old friend, Jesse Rudick. Here we have Siobhan Mitchell, escorted by Billy O'Neill. Katie Justy, escorted by Max Jackson. Anna Susi, escorted by Morgan Kapner. Next up is Dana Della Pelero, escorted by Liam McDonough. Kristen Daly, escorted by Nate McCarthy. Tess Mulick is escorted by James Brooks. Jessica Colbert and Cam Ludwig. Sarah Kern, escorted by Bradley Snow. Next couple is Emily Stiles, escorted by Lucas Wallback. Abby Kaufman, escorted by Patrick Sullivan. Chloe Binding, escorted by Jake Beeland. Haley Palermo, escorted by Skylar Smith. Next up is Maddie McSherry, escorted by AJ Woodhouse. Alana Joachim, escorted by Jacob Wengler. Megan O'Neill, escorted by Ryan Lapola. Barissa DeSantis, escorted by Liam Murray. Here we have Morgan Messina, escorted by Nathan Candage. Next up is Lily Majewski, escorted by Matthew Cho. Maggie Nishan, escorted by Sam Malinarski. Next up is Valera Hunter, escorted by Tommy Winningham. Kiala Ott, escorted by Liam Grenham. Next couple is Morgan Zanardi, escorted by Anthony Orlando. Aaron Mixon, escorted by Johnny Orlando. Kimberly Kowalik, escorted by Kevin Gagnon. Jenna Fiore, escorted by Jason Porter. Olivia Dubé, escorted by Daniel DiCamillo. Amelia Luke, escorted by Jared Cruz. Marissa Labadini, escorted by Kyle Knox. Caroline Beauperlant, escorted by Matt Garfey. Savannah Silva, escorted by Justin Peavy. Melissa House, escorted by Garrett Litchke. Jennifer Cullifrath, escorted by Nate Joyle. Zoe Perkins, escorted by Joseph Allen. Next up is Kelly Atwood, escorted by Cam Mulcahy. Next up is Delaney McFarland, escorted by Andrew Vellante. Julia DiBiase, escorted by Colin Tarr. Here we have Regan Kelly, escorted by Derek Cochran. Jackie Satkis, escorted by Andrew Clark. Next up is Natalie Davis, escorted by Finn Graham. Annabelle McGurk, escorted by Cam Legault. Emmy Desjardins, escorted by Robert Porter. Kendall Keegan, escorted by Dimitri Thornton. Maddie Scally, escorted by Stevie Noyes. Sarah Kershaw, escorted by Nick D'Alessandro. Ashlyn Newell, escorted by Nick Themelis. Next up is Cecilia Smith and Eiley Hoyt. Lindsay Procurat and Patrick Dillon. Big round of applause for Amy Perlich. Next up is Grace Madden, escorted by Ryan Gavin. Ella Vice-Domini, escorted by Thomas Kapp. Noelle Lamatina, escorted by Kiernan Haley. Clara Perkins, escorted by Max Whitmire. Victoria Angers, escorted by Brendan Lincoln. Kylie Sinflaben, escorted by Cameron Woods. Here we have Allison Stockwell, escorted by Wyatt Pepe. Amanda Smith, escorted by Patrick O'Regan. Courtney Fitzgerald, escorted by Justin Fitzpatrick. Next up is Nathalise Fiju and Ava Nadeau. Morgan Beauregard, escorted by Scotty Neenan. Mackenzie Salt, escorted by Andrew Greenbaum. Our next couple is Taylor DeForest, escorted by Ian Krikorian. Dan Richmond is escorted by Valerie Heath. Next up is Kaylee Murray with Jake Piccarello. Mackenzie Kelly, escorted by Duncan Weaver. Megan Gallagher, escorted by Jared Sylvester. Nicole Stolarski and Andrew Kavanaugh. Next up is Emma McNeil and Jordan Kingstead. The next couple is Abby Couturier and Chris Mallow. Nikki O'Rourke, escorted by Ben Gardner. Riley Holden, escorted by Jack Galligan. Emma Rice, escorted by Liam Sheehy. Julia Miller, escorted by Matt Horgan. Gracie Burnham, escorted by Connor O'Neill. Colleen Jameson with Jimmy Cleary. Bella Doyle, escorted by Nick Petrowski. Vanessa Franco, escorted by Kieran Gavin. Stephanie Petrakis, escorted by Christian Sousa. Sophia Casale, escorted by Kaylin Boston. Lily Griffin, escorted by Thatcher Phillips. Ria Gives, escorted by Ben Martin. Next up is Lydia Umholtz, escorted by Leo. Nikki Lunn, escorted by Brendan Dickinson. Sophie Weissdomini, escorted by Zane Nishan. Aliana Provincial, escorted by Sean Flannery. Taryn Riley, escorted by Cole Dupree. Corey Snook, escorted by Ben Tebow. Next couple is Epke Paquette, escorted by Justin Flodman. Sammy Jones, escorted by Alec Parati. McKenna Como, escorted by Derek Scala. Hannah Boone is escorted by Andrew Bacher. Next up is Vivian Burke, escorted by Peter Nagara. Anna Parati, escorted by Gabe Mailhot. Julia Wright, escorted by Richard Yapor. Megan O'Hearn, escorted by Jack Mitchell. Cassidy Force, escorted by Lucas Ruskowski. Isabel Lake, escorted by Mark Lundy. Next up is Jaylene Hearns, escorted by Tristram Lake. Next up is Lindsay Venuti and Dana McMullen. Amanda Weaver, escorted by Pat Reardon. Sarah Trim, escorted by Josh Walsh. Gabby Blake, escorted by Cameron Santos. Catherine Phillips, escorted by Seth Melanson. Samantha Graves, escorted by Ben Peterson. BB Jackson, escorted by Nick Murphy. Olivia Giampetro, escorted by Ian Eichel. Fiona Hill, escorted by Thomas Moracook. Erica Sophia, escorted by Andrew Peterson. Julia Tachi, escorted by Jared Keown. Ashley Ryder, escorted by John York. Shannon Toomey, escorted by Charlie Campbell. Ashley Castonguay, escorted by Forrest Moretti. Brooke Moretti, escorted by Aaron Padalaro. Jessica Castonguay, escorted by Josh Garzone. Next up is Angela Zarek, escorted by Devin Young. Katie Harriman, escorted by Ryan Silva. Julie Freitas, escorted by Colin Dow. Belle Smith, escorted by Christopher Capo. Rachel Drislane is escorted by Jacob Clark. Cara O'Friel, escorted by Connor Logan. Caroline Cloutier, escorted by Ethan Dorr. Kelsey Shane, escorted by Justin Niziak. Brooke Yema, escorted by Corey DeFusco. Jessica Zaros, escorted by Todd Dion. Daria Engelke, escorted by Nilson Glazier. Abigail Gobet, escorted by Nick Sheehan. Isabel Mendoza, escorted by Jackson Raybold. Kristen Davies is escorted by Nick Howland. Maddie Gatchell, escorted by Ryan Gallagher. Haley Clemens, escorted by Zach Lebrecht. Jana McCoy, escorted by David Parachuk. Caden Smith, escorted by Zach Monaco. Aaron Gavin, escorted by Zach Kelleher. Olivia Amato, escorted by Jack Draper. Michaela Elwell, escorted by Dylan Engelke. Lydia Mann, escorted by Ethan Cruz. Abby Catola, escorted by Chucky Knowles. Samantha Ryan Wheeler, escorted by Pat Vino. Mackenzie Rothwell, escorted by Nick Jalbert. Libby Hunter, escorted by Nate Heiser. Taylor Fitzpatrick, escorted by Jordan Journay. Aaron Corby, escorted by Sean Mears. Catherine Townsend, escorted by Harry Beauvais. Maddie Coder, escorted by David Wilson. Annika Ellis, escorted by Min Backrack. Emily Sensi, escorted by Jake Murray. Catherine Wilson, escorted by Sam Tilden. Victoria Kelleher, escorted by Dylan D'Angelico. Nicole McClung, escorted by Christian Glazier. Next up is Cassie Wright and Hannah Randall. Molly Brown, escorted by Liam Justison. Laura McCluskey, escorted by Ben Bouchard. Next up is Emma Kiley and Brittany Taylor. You're looking handsome tonight. This is Josh Maurer. Maddie Tuttle, escorted by Kyle Costello. Billy Webb, escorted by Matthew Chaffee. Next up is Mary Hughes. Melanie Adams, escorted by Nick Fowler. Julia Santos, escorted by Owen Foley. Claire Jackson, escorted by Jared McIntosh. Next up is Julia Hayes, escorted by Jack Matheson. Go ahead. Leah McGuire, escorted by Connor Malone. And we're getting down to our last few couples. There's about 8 or 9 left. So here we go. Maddie Shute, escorted by Kane Skibby. Abby Bazile, escorted by Henry McIntyre. Brenna McLaughlin, escorted by Jake Dixon. Jess Galvin, escorted by Noah Elias Guy. Sabrina Paulino, escorted by Nathan McGrail. Ali Krohto is escorted by Ben Batchelder. Siobhan O'Keefe, escorted by Jared Wright. Angelica Hurley, escorted by Michael Armeo. And let's have a huge round of applause for our last couple. Finishing things off for Promenade 2017, we have Maddie Doyle, escorted by Brandon Wilbur. All right, thank you so much for coming. We hope everybody has a safe night tonight at the prom down at the Sea Glass. Have a great afternoon.